y'all. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, and happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. Y'all, let me know that you can hear me in the chat there. Can you hear me? Let me know. Yes, just put a yes for me. Put some hearts, put some something. Because I saw my mic went out yesterday. Okay, can you hear me? Let me see here. I can see if I can hear myself over here. Good morning. Let me make sure. Wednesday. Okay, yeah, you can. Okay, hello, y'all. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. This is the day that the Lord has made. We can choose to rejoice and be glad in it. I will say of the Lord, He is my refuge, my fortress, and my strength, my God in whom I do trust. I'm excited about the call every single day because I created this support call because I needed some support. Okay. Life was lifing for me and it was just getting a little bit hard, y'all. And I said, oh my goodness. And what I realized is if the enemy is big, bad, and bold enough to pick on me, what in the world is he doing to my sister friends and in my sister friends' marriages and in my sister friends' lives? And I realized that I've done a lot of the work. And by doing a lot of the work, it's almost as if the enemy, he knows he's going to attack me. He's going to attack you. That's just what he does. But some of us, the force is so hard. It's just like he is literally like, I got to get them off this earth. I got to get them out of this life. I have to get them, to where their thoughts are not God's thoughts, to where the pain and the pressure is so much that they're just like, hey, I just can't do this anymore. And that pressure is tough, especially when we're talking about relationships and marriage where we need each other. And it can lead to depression and it can lead to isolation, especially when we had COVID. So I created this support group because I needed it. But I also realized in this world, people seem to be very pro divorce. You talk about a relationship. Oh, girl, I wouldn't put up with that. Oh, yeah, you can go ahead and do bad by yourself. Like, it's just so much out there. And it's like, no, it's okay to be married. You're going to go through some things. You might get to the valley, but you can come up out the valley. And there's some great things on the other side. And then you might dip back in the valley and come back up. So I created this support group because I want my sister friends to stay married. I want my sister friends to be safe and secure in relationships. I want to understand how to make my marriage better. And I want to help you and help me too. So we are here together. We are not alone. We are in this together. There are support groups for everything under the sun. And then you talk marriage and people be like, just pray. Okay. So I did this to make it more practical for us. Yes, prayer does change things, it works, but it's the actions, it's the impact, it's our faith, it's the influence. 50% of first marriages end in divorce, 67% of second marriages end in divorce, 73% of third marriages end in divorce, less than 5% of the people that do it. But what I found is that people that like being married and enjoy, especially, men, they just replace us, right? Or we replace them. We go to another marriage. And if you've never really been around people that have been in multiple marriages, you kind of don't understand, like, how could you start again? Because we like being married, because we love relationships, because we still believe in love. I was talking to a girlfriend just the other day, and we were talking about that. She's like, I love being married. My ex wanted to get a divorce. He was my first love, my high school sweetheart, and it just happened. So again, I am pro marriage. I believe in marriage, but I also know that you have to do the work. If you do not do the work in marriage, it's not going to work. It's more than just us coming on here and I'm going to pray for you and just go read your Bible. There's more practical things we need to do. So that's why I created this. So, I'm going to get into, hey, y'all, my beautiful sister friends. I see you, grandest. So this is the battlefield of the mind. We're going to get into this today. And is not life greater than things she has there? Therefore, I tell you, stop being perpetually uneasy, anxious, and worried. We're not going to be anxious. We're not going to be worried about your life, what you shall eat, what you shall drink, about your body, what you shall put on. Is not life greater in quality than food, and the body far above and more excellent than clothing? Life is intended to be of such high quality that we enjoy it immensely. We should not be at war in our homes and in our marriage and in our relationships because we have power through prayer, through faith, through action, through studying and educating ourselves and gaining knowledge. Can't control people though. You can, but it's considered witchcraft. So, you can, but you can't really control, what's going on in the minds of other people. The thief comes only in order to steal, kill, and destroy. That's his job. His job description: kill, steal, kill, destroy. I came that they may have and enjoy life and have it in abundance to the full till it overflows. The enemy attempts to steal that life from us in many ways, and one of them being worry. You're worried, you're worried, you're worried, you're anxious, you're fretful about things you can't even control. You're sitting in a rocking chair, just rocking, just rocking. In Matthew 6:25, we're being taught that there is nothing in life we are to worry about, not any aspect of it. And I've been guilty too, y'all. Ruminating is another term you'll hear in different circles. Ruminate. You just think about it over and over and over and over. Can't do it. The quality of life that God has provided for us is great enough to include all the those other things. But if we worry about things, then we lose them as well as the life He intended us to have. We have to remember that in our marriage. Don't worry. I know I say pray, but we have to do the work to the practical side. But don't worry. All things are going to work together for your good. My son sent me a text about something the other day, and I said, I literally just give him scriptures. Well, all things work together for your good. No weapon formed against you shall prosper. The joy of the Lord is your strength. Like, get some scriptures where they are at the core part of your DNA and essence. I believe we know this word. And this is whether you're Christian or otherwise. Sometimes you just come up with different things that to say. Zig Ziglar has thousands of sayings. Jim Collins, Les Brown. We hear all these sayings. They come from God for us. They're for you. But remember, the enemy, Satan, attempts to defeat us with strategy and deceit through well laid plans and deliberate deceptions. And as I go through this with our P's, again, we should not be at war in our lives and in our homes in terms of us. There are so many outside things that are going to happen in our lives. I have something about that to share with you. But remember, your marriage, the purpose is you all are dating too with some of my single women here, my single ladies, my sister friends, going into relationships. Remember, that the purpose of marriage as you get there is to give yourself fully to another and in the process become your best self. That comes from the go-giver marriage. You are not your best self, then you need to look at it and say, why am I not my best self? Why am I always anxious and angry and this man is frustrating me? Because the purpose of marriage is so that we become our best selves, okay? And that's important. All right. Hey, Tia, I see you. Good morning. So, going through that, there's power again in our word. There's power in studying our men. Okay, there is power. Remember, we did marriage today, yesterday, and he talked about God will turn that man's heart. And actually, a friend of mine here, Gia, told me that let God turn his heart. You do the work. Let God turn his heart. I'm telling you, wait till we get to Cancun and I can really sit down and share things with you. But there's power. You have the power, sis. You have the power. God has granted him favor because of you. You have the power. Exercise it. Walk in that. The praise that we have for God, our peace, our worship. Thank God every day when we get up. And also praise your husband too. I tell my husband every day, I love you. Make today amazing. Be safe out there. Speak life into his life. Prayer. He acting up a fool. Again, they're demonically possessed at times. We have to see them through the lens that God sees them. And people too. People. Sometimes us. Okay, so remember that praise, that worship, and that prayer bind up those demonic spirits attacking his mind, attacking your mind, attacking your marriage, attacking your children, attacking your grandchildren, attacking us. I mean, literally, we're in a life where we are. The enemy's goal is to still kill and destroy. He is constantly like just like little blow dart. That's it. I mean, it's crazy to think that way, but we literally are living that way. But guess what? Greater is he that's in us than he that's in this world. We have the power through prayer and speaking out loud. Sometimes when I'm thinking things, negative thought, I have to talk out loud because it breaks it up. It breaks it up. Get you some declarations. They actually gave us some declarations at church for marriages. And there's some marriage declarations. I have them up here and I put them right here where I can see them every single day. I declare. I'm really good at memorizing things around finances. When I used to go to a lot of business workshops, professional development, they encourage you to declare, but to actually have a memorization. What have you memorized about your marriage? Okay, we be doing the work over here, right? We are wives that do the work. Oh, I like that. We are wives that do the work. All right, and also prayer, but also meditation. You have to hear from God. You have to sit still and listen. Even if you put on like a 1 minute or 2 minute instrumental, it helps. And the last thing to make this very practical today, I was leaving out the gym this morning and there was a guy there. His name is Martin. So it's easy for me to remember him. Martin. And he and his wife are like in a second or third marriage. And I know he's in his 40s and she's like 37 and she was having their first baby. And I saw him and I hadn't seen him. I said, Martin, did you have the baby? Did she have the baby? Let me see the pictures. And this, he's like, yeah. And he said, but Lifed for them, y'all. She had to have an emergency C-section at 35 weeks, and they cut some things and cut something on her urethra and her liver, and she has a colonoscopy bag. I mean, it is, when he said it, I was just like, oh my God. I mean, it was heavy. He said, and he has kids in his 20s like I do, like many of us, and now they have a baby. He said all they did, he said that she was having the baby and they just handed him the baby, put him in another room. He said his wife went to ICU, she's having hysterectomy, and that was her first baby, and that was it. He was just, and I'm looking at him like, oh my God. He said, Montina, I just didn't know what to do. He said, I'm holding this little baby. And he's like, what am I supposed to do? Life will life. And one of the purposes of this support group and having sister friends and a circle and people around us that love us is no matter what we do here, life is going to life. And as lives, how are you going to hold up? Whether you are on top of the valley, in the valley, or above the valley, we need to have the circle. When I was working out today, I was thinking preventative and proactive. We have to be proactive in our marriages. And what are you doing from a preventative? I take vitamins, I eat healthy, I drink water, blah, blah, blah. But I'm telling you, life is going to life. We are at war. And I brought down some things, and I show you these things because I'm in a third marriage. I got to get this right. Okay, I got to get this right. I ain't doing this again. So that's me and Mister. I call my last name. Me and Mister. You leave, I leave. But we gonna do this great, or we gonna be some unhappy old people in this house. Okay, but we gonna get it right. This right here, I've been with my husband. I met him in 2020, December 2020. And we got married December 2022. We went on our first date December 6th, 2021, December 8th. We got engaged December 8th, 2022, and we were married 2021. We were married 2022. These are the cards. I love to love him this way, and he started to reciprocate it over the years. Okay, these are cards. This is preventative and being proactive in my marriage. I write him a love note every single day. What are the small things that you have done, especially as you all are 5 years in, 10 years in, 20 years in? Don't let it become where you all are just common. I put here, is he your best friend or favorite friend? My husband's my favorite friend in the whole world, but he's really not my best friend, and he knows it. But I would prefer him over everybody in the world first. If he ain't available, I'm gonna call my friend, girl, what you doing? What you doing? Let's go hang out. But he really is my favorite friend. But sis, in our marriages, we cannot become common to where he's just a roommate, he's just a friend, he's just somebody I just like to look at. Find something you love about that man. Because as your marriage going through the years, it kind of gets a little bit more difficult if you haven't put in the work. And that's what we're here to do. We are wives that work. I like that. I'm gonna write it down. But again, you should not be at war in your home where you're just every day, I can't stand this person. And when you keep saying that over and over, you really cannot stand that person. So again, reflect the love, the honor, the respect. Find something about him you enjoy. My husband and I celebrated an anniversary, and we had some fun, and we have a lot of fun together. When I can really get us someplace, because I love to have fun. He does too. So I want to leave you all with that, but life's going to life, sis. So be proactive and preventative because it's going to life. People, as we get older, are passing around us, and people, just lives. Okay. So with that said, make sure you have some hobbies. Your hobbies make you happy. It's great if you have hobbies with your spouse and y'all can enjoy each other together. And your self-care is important. Y'all get my hair done today. That's my self-care. Normally Thursday, but we have the fourth come up. And self-maintenance. You have to be beautiful and feel sexy and feel soft and feel you want to feel amazing. And when I went to the marriage conference, she was talking about the husband and wife, the pastors. She said at one point in life, though, she felt like they was two dudes in the house. That's what she said. She felt like we were two dudes. We all laughing, but you don't want to hold that masculine energy unless you're the masculine and he's the feminine. There are roles, and not manly. You might just be a better leader, handle the finances, whatever. And there's a book called Getting to I Do will help you understand. Do you want to be the masculine or do you want to be the feminine? That's up to you. And listen, no judgment. I've been both in a marriage. This marriage, I'm 100% the feminine. Last marriage, I more was the mask. I paid bills, I handled everything. It was different. So you do you, okay? Remember, this ain't about me or you. This is about you doing you and me doing me, okay? And you ain't in competition. I'm not in competition with you. Comparison is the thief of joy, okay? So you don't even compete. People like, I'm competing with myself. I'm not. I'm amazing. And you are too, sis. You are amazing. You need your sister circle where there are sisters in this group. There are sisters in this group. You need sister circles. And listen, stop trying to go super duper deep. I talk about this, talk about unicorns and rainbows. And if you've gone too deep in some past relationships, oversharing about your business and your crazy husband, it's all right. People, my husband off the chain sometimes, but guess what? Remember 80/20. 80% of the time he is amazing and 20% A. You be like, men, oh, pause, zip it. Unicorns and rainbows, unicorns and rainbows. And last thing is put on the armor. Ephesians 6:11. You all put your armor on. Mine is my little pink armor. And especially as we're in prayer for Martin and his wife. I mean, this is a tough time, but life is going to life. I don't know what life is going to do, what's going to happen for you, but life is going to life. And as it lives, be preventative, have the preventative, be proactive. If it's been years and you haven't, had a card, we gave each other cards, do what your thing is. I don't know what your thing is. Maybe your husband likes when you cut up his food a certain way or serve him a certain way. Try to reignite that and keep it like that light in your marriage. I'm telling you, you want to make your first your last marriage, your second your last marriage. I'm making my third my last marriage. But what I know now, had I known, right? Sometimes it's had I known. Well, we know now. We are empowered to prosper. Sis, no weapon formed against you is going to prosper because the joy of the Lord is your strength. Okay, you got this. And with that, Travel Joy is here with Tamika. Make sure that you all try to book your, see you, Clishawn. Book your trip. It's $100 deposit. The balance is not due until October. Get your coins up, sis. And then, of course, we got book our flights and things like that. But we have a group, I think it's on Telegram. I want this to be about us. Again, we are in a lot of spaces where women like to trauma bond. I'm sitting in rooms and people just overshare, and we really need to be in therapy. I asked that to Martin. I said, Martin, does your wife have a therapist? Please get her a therapist. This is depressing for her. But she needs to talk about it. Like, this is not right. They have an attorney. But again, there's some things in your life and with your husband that you go like, I cannot believe this. Okay, believe it, but you need somebody to talk to about it, and it should not be your girlfriend. Okay, sometimes the conversations are just too heavy. Okay, and it's too heavy for some people. They don't want to tell you, but they just won't pick up the phone when you call them. Okay, so I love you, and I want to tell you. All right, y'all, get into the gym. It makes you feel good. Get your sexy back. Get your sexy on. Don't be looking all crazy in the house. Be cute. Be sexy. Be fun. When he see you, like, ooh. My grandma said, a man wants a woman that no other man can have but him. All right, y'all. The joy of the Lord is your strength. Have a great rest of the day. And yes, I'm gonna be here tomorrow, whether you are or not. You can always listen to the replay. Bye, y'all. I'm gonna hang out in the chat for a minute.